I may need to recreate it. Greetings, people. Greetings. Let the folks, let the saints come in the room. Let the saints. Let's let the saints come in the room so we can get started today. Hi, Jamila. Great day to you. Great day, great day. Great day, great day. Great day to you. Greetings. Only can be on for a quick minute. Okay. Greetings, 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 everybody. We are doing shadow work readings today. That's right. Good old shadow work readings. And so, if you would like to get a shadow work reading, you can go ahead and slide on the list. Yeah, slide on the list. Slide on the list today. Come on and slide on the list. Slide on the list. Hey, Hazel. Slide on the list today. Hey, Sinitra. Greetings. Hey, Taisha. Hey, Shannon. Endless Beauty Kai. Hey, Khadijah. Okay, Taisha. I got Jamila. Then let me cut this off because it's gonna be ring a ding 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 a ding a ring a ding a ring a ding a ding a ding a ding a ring. I don't want all the ring a ding a dingas going on. Okay. Oh, I am unprepared. Let me grab my pen and my paper because y'all know I be needing a pen and paper. Braxton, give it up. It's not going to happen. I have to call you anyways. So it's not going to happen. Okay? It's not going to happen. Kick rocks. I'm not bringing you up here. Okay. I got you. So we're going to start with Jamila first. We're going to start with Jamila first. And then we have Justina. Then we have Taisha. All right, Jamila. Here we go. Let me go ahead and... Hold up! Where is... Okay. Here we go. We shall begin. Cleanse my hands, Jamila. Say my prayer. Well, let's tap in. Okay, so Jamila, let's start here. The first thing that the spirit kept showing me was you stepping on a scale, you stepping off of a scale. The spirit showed me you taking a like measure, not is it what is it I can't think of it, measuring tape. There we go. And measuring yourself, measuring your height, measuring different parts of you. And so what this is showing me is that the basis of your shadow work needs to be centered on how you compare yourself to others, okay? How you compare yourself to what you think you should be doing at this time, how you compare yourself with your success, with what your thoughts were, with what your dreams were, and the ways in which you may not be measuring up to that, okay? So this right here is a whole energy of a comparison, all right? And what accompanies that is yeah, what accompanies that, she says, well, goodness, definitely been on and off the scale a lot lately. But that's a spiritual symbolism there, right? How do you measure up, right? Are you worth the wait? All right. And so it's showing up in that way. So what you have to understand is we got to get rid of the comparison energy. We got to get rid of that. Do I measure up? Do I this, that, and the third? Because that gives us more reason to slow down with our progress than to keep going and pushing forward with our progress. Okay? So we have to look and focus on that. Let's look here at the energy of the shadow. Hello. We have rejection that comes up here. Exactly, right? That's literally that's a part of the basis of that, right? Do I line up? Do I match up? If I don't, what comes? Rejection. I don't want to be rejected. Rejection can come in the form of failure, right? Things not being successful. That's also a form of rejection. Rejection is not getting what it is that you want, right? Or what you think you deserve. And so always criticizing self and comparing. That's all stems off of that. Okay? So what can we do about this? When it comes to rejection in particular, there's two chakras that I want you to work on. Okay? I want you to work on your root chakra, because your root chakra has to do with your stability. It has to do with your security, okay? And having a sturdy foundation, okay? Root chakra is also linked to finances, so forth and so on. But more so for you, this is about stabilizing yourself and knowing that you are in a sturdy ground. Whatever you're planted in, whatever you're doing, it's enough, it's good enough, and everything is going to improve. We can always find improvements, but where I am right now is good enough, okay? Work on the root chakra, to help you with that stability. You also want to work on the solar plexus chakra. Those two. All right? Because there's blockages there. The solar plexus has to do with your personal confidence, your self-esteem, your willpower, the ability to keep going even if you do get a no, right? The ability to not give up, the ability to keep persevering, right? Solar plexus. In the Patreon, well, what's interesting, we did the weekly reading yesterday. If y'all not a part of the Patreon, y'all should go be a part of it. We did the weekly reading yesterday. And in the weekly reading, the spirit told us that we need to focus directly on the solar plexus. So it's interesting that it has come up here within your reading. So there's a solar plexus meditation in the Patreon. For those that would want to do that, it's a guided meditation that I do myself. So you can go there and listen to that, and or you can do it on your own. Listen to solar plexus chakra affirmations, say solar plexus chakra affirmations, citrus fruits, all of that right there is all linked to the solar plexus. But this is what this is about. And this is the area in your life that you got to focus that energy on. You got to focus the energy on the rejection. Get down to where did that come from? Where was the first rejection? When did that happen? And unpack that for yourself. Hey, Jax. Okay, Jamila. Get down to that. Unpack that for yourself. And that right there, that's going to be it. That's the moment, child. That is the thing. And so in the shadow work with the solar plexus, the ultimate discovery is going to be that you don't have to compare yourself, period. Right? That rejection is simply redirection. There's many things that didn't happen for us, and then after, we're glad that it didn't. Okay? We are glad that it didn't. There's even relationships in particular that I was like, oh my God, why can't we work out, baby? And then I sat there and watched how they really was. Dear God, I was glad. Shonda did LCT. I was so happy. What was that? Thank God you blew it. Thank God I dodged a bullet. Thank God you blew it. Thank God I dodged a bullet. Okay. Thank God you blew it. Thank God I dodged a bullet. So sink into that. Get that self-confidence together. That self-esteem together. Truly the best thing I never had. Come on. And the root chakra. Those two chakras, okay? That's going to help stabilize your shadow self and help you to work through it and build that willpower and that self-confidence. Okay, Jamila? Thank you. Justina, today. Hi, Justina. Where you at, boo? Are you on the clock app or on the YT? Oh, I see you, boo. Hi, Justina. Hey, yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and tap on in. Tap on in. Tap in. Tap on in. Tap in. Tap in. Tap on in. Here we go. All right, Justina. By the way, I have space for 6 more people on my list. So if you want to get on the list, go ahead and get on there. Okay, Justina. You came to over on YouTube, tell you should have watched me on TV. Come on, hey, girl, I like this living room. Hey, looks good in here, child. Justina, let's look at this here. The first thing that the spirit kept showing me was all of this sand. Okay, and anytime that I see that, it is definitely a message on patience. Okay, Justina, I feel as though part of your struggle and your shadow self is that you've always had to wait. It seems you always had to wait for your time to come around. You know, you always had to wait for your breakthrough to happen. You always had to wait. And so you spent a lot of time watching people either live the life that you felt you deserve and or have the things that you felt that you should have. Okay? But it's always like it's like a hurry up and wait. Hurry up and stop. Okay? And so within that, we develop a issue with impatience. Okay? Where we don't understand things taking time. And the undercurrent of that belief or that worry, Justina, is that it might not ever actually happen. It might not ever actually happen. And that's the undercurrent of the belief. I don't want to wait. I don't want to embrace being patient because I feel like I'm going to be patient till I'm 87 years old. And by that time, I don't want it. And so, one part of your shadow work here is understanding that timing is perfect. Timing is perfect. Timing is perfect when we get things. Timing is perfect when we don't get things. Timing is perfect when someone passes away. Timing is perfect when someone enters into our life. The timing is perfect. And a lot of us want things that we are not actually prepared for. Now, that is a conversation that needs to be had amongst the society. A lot of us are ready for things, or excuse me, wanting things that we are not exactly ready for. And that could be in a numerous amount of ways. Financially, your responsibility levels, anything. It's so many different reasons as to why you may not be ready to receive what you think that you are ready for. But the timing is perfect. The other thing on the other side of that, Justina, is that you cannot miss out on what is for you. It's an impossibility. It's an impossibility because that thing that is for you leads to the furtherance of life. And if life does not give you the thing that is necessary for you, that is for you, then life does not further itself. And thus, if that was the case, everything would be over with already. Okay? You cannot miss out on what is for you. If you do not have it, it is because it's not for you or it is not for you yet. Okay? That's that. So that's one thing. The Spirit also brought me over here and they kept showing you with a big bowl over your head. All right? A big bowl on top of your head. And people were putting things in that bowl. It feels as though you've had a life experience where people have held things over your head. Okay? Things that people have either done for you. Anytime people wanted to provide assistance, or you needed assistance, it always kind of feels like it's being held over your head. All right? I want you to explore in your shadow work, in your journey, in your journaling, excuse me, and write down when did that first enter in, this thought, right? And then that brings up another issue of fear of accepting help when you actually need help, because you don't want to feel like you owe anybody. Okay? You don't want to feel like you owe anybody. Right? And I feel like sometimes you are guilt tripped into overgiving yourself, even when you don't feel like it, overextending yourself. Okay? And so I want you to be very mindful of that and work on that. And so, that being said, the chakras that you need to work on in order to assist you in those areas, interestingly enough, root chakra, root chakra. I also will say, hey, can't believe I caught it live. I'm glad you did. You want to work on your root chakra, because we always need to stabilize ourselves first, right? And your sacral, because this has to do with our emotional center, okay? So focusing on those two chakras by way of meditation, by prayer, essential oils, affirmation, so forth and so on, is going to provide you with a lot of liberation in those spaces. Okay, Justina? Thank you, Justina. This resonates so much. Thank you. If you want a shadow work reading, I have my Cash App right there on the screen, and it'll put you on the list. Thank you, Justina. Okay, I have Taisha, and then I have a Tisdale. It's not even my reading that resonates with me, LOL. Good. Well, y'all know what I say. I say it all the time. Even if you don't get a reading done, if you position yourself accordingly in the space, you will definitely get a message. Yes, indeed. Because you never, ever. I see you, Taisha. You are never, ever not where you're supposed to be. Come on with all the negatives, the double and triple negatives. You always end up where you're supposed to be at every single point. Okay, there's a lesson there. Even when it's like, dang, I shouldn't even be over here. There's a lesson in that. There is a lesson in that. Okay. All right. All right, Taisha, let's go ahead and get started with you. Say, I asked for help and now I'm having a hard time accepting it. Hey, Psalmist T. Hey everybody. I see you. I see you, Alicia. Gotcha. All right. Here we go, Taisha. Say my prayer. We'll begin. Okay, Taisha, let's look at this. So interesting. So, Taisha, the spirit kept showing me. Sorry, but do you take Venmo? Yes, I believe my I'm supposed to change my Venmo, y'all. I'm supposed to change it so that it's all the Inner Lighthouse. Allegedly. Hold on. Let me just double check so I know that I'm sending you the right place. Shanda Didio Shiti. Hold on. Yes, so my Venmo is actually going to be the Inner Light Spa. Okay? And you'll see me with my beautiful bald head and my sunflower scarf. Okay? That's my Venmo. All right, so yes, so Taisha, the spirit kept showing me these you sitting up, but you had this button up on with these really hard, sharp collars on it. Very sharp and hard, okay? And it gave me the thing, or rather the feeling of, you can't move, it's restricting, so forth and so on. So this is a multi-layer message here. One, we're going straight for the throat chakra, okay? And a blockage here as it pertains to your shadow work, in which speaking up for yourself was a problem. You did not have the space or the room to do that. And it was met with backlash. It was met with verbal assault or retaliation. And so there's this pressure on the throat. Okay? Or if it wasn't met with that, it was a fear that that is what's going to happen. And so when it comes time for you to speak up for yourself, for you to express, it either doesn't come out at all or it will come out inappropriately. Okay? Either with the wrong words, the wrong timing. Okay? It'll just come out inappropriately. But this comes by way of your life experience. The throat chakra is our communication center, right? And so we got to watch it with the throat chakra because it's not just, I have a hard time speaking up. The throat chakra, ENT, your ears, nose, and throat, okay? It's how you receive information. It's how you express information. It's hearing others and it's being heard, right? And so when we have a blockage here, we can hear things that someone didn't say. Meaning we be hearing what we want to hear. Somebody could say, oh my God, this is, I got you, Tamiko. Somebody, not y'all trying, don't try to call me. Oh my Lord. Hold on. Messing up my stuff. Okay. Hearing things that someone didn't say. So what I'm saying is somebody could come up to you and say, "Oh wow. I like your dress. Thank you." But then what you heard was, "So my makeup is terrible. Only thing you had to talk about was my dress." It's like that's what you heard out of that. And sometimes there's a disconnect in between what someone is saying, actually saying, and what you could be hearing from them. Okay? I got you. Okay, so the throat chakra is very important because it can interrupt our experiences. Okay? So work on the throat chakra. Okay, look up the throat chakra affirmations, throat chakra meditations, all of that. Focus on the throat chakra. The next thing is, Taisha, um, it feels an oppression from masculine energies. Okay, when they were showing me that sharp collar, it feels like you've been oppressed in your life. We've all really been oppressed by the masculine, but you in particular, in the sense that either men or dominant energy has showed up in your life and misbehaved and mistreated you, and have caused you to become toxically feminine or hyper feminine, if you will, to where we shut ourselves down. And it has caused us to go into a hyper masculine state of work and burying ourselves in what we do, right? And doing and doing and doing and doing and doing and doing and doing. Okay, which leads us to being overworked and underpaid. All right, and so masculine energy, and that sort of domineering energy, we have to reestablish our relationship with that. Okay, I feel as though that it just has showed up to you inappropriately in your life. All right. And masculine can be men, women, non-binary pals. It's that forceful, actionized energy. Okay. And so we got to reestablish our relationship with that energy and understanding what a balanced masculine energy is. Okay. And lastly, we have a blockage here. Um, yeah, we can reestablish that. Well, again, it's understanding what balanced masculine energy is. A healthy relationship with work, if you will. A healthy relationship with doing, right? Um, it's the balance of the two, right? It's to do and to be, right? You can't do so much that you have lost care for yourself, right? And you can't be in such care for yourself that you don't do anything. So it is balancing that out, okay? And you really start with it in your life, figuring out the appropriate time to do work and factoring in the appropriate time for rest. Okay, I just posted in the Patreon, in the digital sanctuary yesterday about the importance of rest and embracing rest. So I will go back and I will look at that, listen to that. I posted it 2 days ago. Okay, so that's how you reestablish that. And the last thing here is this is all placed up here in the head, because then as it comes to the mind, there's a fear of your own thoughts or doing what you think you should do. Because I feel as though you've had experiences where you were taught not to trust yourself. All right. So your shadow work, honestly, is from at least at this point, is going to be from the shoulders up. It's going to be from the shoulders up. It's getting the head together so you can focus on all the chakras, the throat, the third eye, and the crown chakra. Okay? Once the head gets together, the body follows. Okay? So that's where your focus is. And this is coming up here. You could already be leaning into this. But this right here is the focus of the shadow for you and your work and your development. Okay, Taisha? Ooh, that just gave me an idea for a class. Taisha, yes, this morning I heard focus on throat. There you, well, come on now. Come on, confirmation, Taisha. So that's it. Um, okay. Thank you, Taisha. I have room for 5 more people on my list, so if you want to get on the list, then you can go ahead and do that. Okay, A Tisdale, hey boo. And then I got Tamiko. As soon as you said, I got teary-eyed. I wasn't able to speak up for myself, and now I struggle with timing and if it's right. Okay, Taisha. So all that. I see you, Alicia. So all of that, yeah, all of that is it. That's all what we're talking about. So that's why they showed me that hard collar around the neck. I was like, dear God. Okay. But the thing is, y'all, if it's brought up here, you see, the spirit works preventatively. So it's never too late to correct and turn the energy around. It's never too late. Never too late. Never too late. Never too late. Dun, 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 nobody else to ever love me. You know, dun, 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 only. All right. All right. Leisha. Can signs be sent in dreams? Oh, Shayla, all the time. You know, dreams are definitely the Sangomas would say the dreams are the language of the spirit. Okay, so absolutely, they send signs all the time. Y'all, why don't y'all tell me I had this thing on my... What is that? Some fuzz on my beard. All right. 1,000 from you is never too much. I just don't wanna stop. Oh, my love. You were singing that too? Come on. All right. Here we go, Leisha. All right. Okay, Leisha, let's look at this. Do I have to make a Patreon account subscribe? Yes, you do. You do. So go to the... Yeah, you have to... I think you do. Yeah, you have to sign up. You have to create an account and sign up for it. So that way you can get into the Discord chat. Y'all, join the Patreon, okay? Make sure y'all get over here to the Patreon, child. Quickly. There is a $5 tier. Come on, you could get in for $5 a month. Hold on. 5 divided by 31. Y'all, don't play around. for 16 cents. Don't play around. You haven't seen the Discord, the new Discord link? What? Okay, somebody remind me to put it up in here. Alafia Afro Spiritual. Discord is an app. Patreon has an app too, but it's also a website. I have to figure out why does it keep doing that. Okay, Alicia, hold on, Alicia, because I'm gonna forget this. Give me 1 second. So I need to just go ahead. And it's so crazy because I always do it where I set the link to never expire and it doesn't do it. So crazy. I'm posting the Patreon right now. Discord link. Dear God. Okay. I just posted it. Okay, Leisha, let's look at this. So the spirit kept showing me you backing up kind of underneath this like shaded covering, okay? But like backing all the way up out of the sun underneath the shade, almost all the way in the dark if you could. And so the spirit comes forth as it pertains to your shadow work to ask this question. What do you think isolation does for you? What does isolating do for you? It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. The problem here is, Alicia said, child. What do we think isolation does? It doesn't do anything that we think it does. We isolate ourselves because we think it makes us safe. It keeps us safe. I can't get into nothing if I am, hiding. You're right. You can't get out of nothing either. You can't get into nothing and you can't get out of nothing. Right? Isolation is not the same as solitude. It's not the same. Isolation is not solitude. Solitude has a freedom connected to it. Solitude has a joy center, a rejuvenation energy to it. Solitude has that. Isolation is when we are left alone without adult supervision. We are upset. We're doing it. It is a decision out of fear and not a decision made out of peace. And therein lies the difference and the issue. So, for your shadow work, Leisha, you have to explore why you think hiding yourself helps you. This tends to be something that stems from our childhood, where monsters will come out the closet, or at least we think there's a monster in our room, and we would hide underneath the covers, right? Hiding doesn't help you. You gotta embrace a spirit of confrontation with the intention to resolve. So a spirit of confrontation with the intention to resolve. When we have that there, we're going forth. We're not getting held back. And how you do one thing, Leisha, is how you do everything. And so we have to be very mindful of that. Isolation allows you to be alone with your dominant negative thoughts circulating and circulating and circulating. And guess what will happen? You will create whole new realities. Makes complete sense? Good. You will create whole new realities when you do that. Because you are interpreting from a space of hurt. Okay? So we want to get clear on that. So the chakras that you need to work on as it pertains to that would be your throat chakra. It would also be your third eye chakra. All right? I want you to lean into those things. Throat chakra, third eye chakra. Throat chakra, third eye chakra. All right? Focus on those two chakras. And that's going to help liberate your mind and also your expression and your communication. Okay? Because when you give yourself the opportunity to confront a thing, you'll get through it. All right? Third eye chakra. Okay? So we can get the mind together and they follow the intuition. And the throat chakra, our communication center. So we can learn to hear a different thing. So we can learn to speak up and advocate for ourselves and express ourselves. And we have to do it so we know that the world is not going to end if we do. Okay, Alicia? That is the shadow work for you. Okay. Tamiko. Y'all, I have plenty of room on my list. I have 5 more spaces. I was going to say spots. I was caught between saying spots and spaces. Okay, Tamiko, where are you at, boo? Are you here? Take care of them chops. This is, I know that QB. I see you, QB. Are y'all living for this gray, this silver and purple teas today? Are y'all living for the gray and the purple rosation? I hope so, because I am. Listen, you don't gotta live for it, because I live for it. Okay? All right. Here we go. Let's go ahead and tap in. Take care, take care. Oh, is that a storm a brewing? Good. Very good. Say my prayer and we'll begin. Okay. let's look at this. Yeah, Chantel, it's a more of a fuchsia situation. It's a more fuchsia situation going on. Um, QB, Tamiko. Let's see this. So the first thing that the spirit showed me was this enormous traffic jam. Okay, an enormous traffic jam. And when I see this traffic jam, the first thing that comes up to me is frustration for you. And I think that you will be on your way to completing certain things or going for something, and something would happen or something would come up that would halt your process. And you struggle a lot when that happens. When there are delays, when there are interruptions, okay, it brings about a lot of struggle. Okay, and what we have to understand is that the lesson behind that is that if you are being stopped, you're being stopped for a reason. If the spirit has placed a halt, a hold on you, it's for a reason. So we have to learn the power of the pivot. And we have to know that for anybody that is striving for a thing, you're going to have to learn to practice pivoting. You're going to have to learn to accept pivoting. That up, we're going to have to pivot. We have to go a different way. Up, we're going to have to deal with this. Okay, okay. But you don't ever lose sight of the goal because you had to pivot. Okay? Never lose sight of the goal because you had to pivot. So, you might have had the experience from young adulthood, teenagehood, childhood, where you had to deal with a lot of changes. And you didn't have a choice in the change. The changes just happen. All right? And when we have that growing up, we in our adulthood are very triggered by that. Triggered by changes. Unwarranted change, unexpected change. And it takes us to a place where we just be like, don't worry about it. Flip the table. End it all. All right? So that's one. The next thing, QB, they kept showing me this schoolgirl. All right? And I say a schoolgirl because the uniform was very like a schoolgirl-esque uniform. Okay? Walking. And it was gray. It was gray. And it was dull. And it was just, it was not it. What this speaks to for you is the need for you to feel comfortable in your authenticity. The need for you to feel comfortable in your individuality, in your singularity. Okay? Because while there can be safety in numbers, you can also find mediocrity and lack of fulfillment. So what I want you to do is work on your unique self and how you can lean more into your authenticity. Authenticity in your spiritual practice, authenticity in your expression of yourself, authenticity in your career path, authenticity in how you show up in relationships, and be okay with that. You don't have to be dictated by tradition. You don't have to do things the way that everybody has done it. You have to be comfortable in your authentic expression and how you show up authentically. Okay? And that is okay. I need to speak to my trailblazers here. And I need you to hear this well. If you are a trailblazer, you are not going to find an example of what you're called to do. I need y'all to hear that. Nakwazi, I see you on the list, boo. I need y'all to hear that. You said working on that currently. Good, QB. So that's confirmation for you that you are on the right track in your shadow work. If you are a trailblazer, you are not going to have an example. Because to blaze a trail, that must mean that the trail is not there. So sometimes we are afraid of doing the new thing, the never been done thing, but it is because we have lost the understanding that we are trailblazers. And thus we wait for the permission of other people to trailblaze. Hell no, you are the trailblazer. You are the lane maker. You are it. And so you not going forth with that mission, with that business, with that career, with that change, with that switching up a tradition, with that spiritual practice, with that new thing. You are preventing the road opening. So QB, accept that you are a trailblazer. Accept that you are an authentic, unique individual. And you do not have to be in this gray, dull uniformity. None of us do. You find that amongst religions. Do you know how many denominations there are of Christianity? There are more than 45,000 different denominations of Christianity. Even if you take African traditional religions, there's different ones of those. There are also different elays, different spiritual houses. They do things completely different. I've always been the weird one. And weird is excellent. Weirdness, weird people are often supernatural. Let's call it that. I'm not weird. I am supernatural. Come on. Y'all. I am not weird. I am supernatural. Come on. I've always been supernatural. Come on. All right, QB. I'm supernatural. If weird bothers you, I'm supernatural. Okay? So, that being said, 2 spaces, sacral chakra, QB. That's our creativity, that's our emotions. And also the throat chakra. Those 2 chakras are where you want to put your focus in. Up 3. Sacral, solar plexus, and throat. Throat chakra, sacral chakra, solar plexus. That's your mission. That's going to help you through this journey, this current phase of your shadow work. Okay? Thank you. Okay, Nakwasi. I'm actually getting ready to close my list after Nakwasi because I have an errand to run. You're so welcome. Hey, hey, hey. I have an errand to run. So let me close my list right now. I gotta go and put the I have to go and put the post office in a chokehold for playing with me. Um and do some other things. Okay, no question, but I will be back on for these shadow work readings. Okay. All right, here we go, Naquasi. Say my prayer. I'll say a prayer for you. Okay, Naquasi, let's look at this. So the first thing that the spirit showed me was a fire extinguisher. Um, extinguisher, a fire extinguisher, and I was confused. I was like, "What is this, honey?" And what they showed me was you with this fire extinguisher putting out the fire at your neighbor's house, at the people's house across the street, at the family's house, so forth and so on. And then when there was a fire that broke out at your home, your extinguisher was empty. So what this is speaking to as it pertains to the shadow self are the ways in which you have taken care of everyone else before you've taken care of home. Home as in you. Okay? How you extend yourself to assist everyone else, but when it comes time for you to help you and do for you, um, not that you don't want to, but you just have run out. Okay? Hi, Latoya. Hey, boo. But you just have run out. Okay? And I want us to be very mindful of that. Putting out fires, being present for others, and not having the space, time, or energy to be present for ourselves. Okay? And that could be in a myriad of ways. That could be with work, okay, with overdoing. And you're putting out, da 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 da. But when it comes to taking care of the intimate self, of the wellness centered self, um, we'd be like, ooh, child, I'm just laid to the side. In the Patreon, Naquasi, I posted a digital sanctuary on embracing rest, and that rest does not necessarily mean a lack of activity. So sometimes we think we're resting by just sitting down. Resting is something that rejuvenates us. There's a lot of activities that we do that rejuvenates us. And so for you, a part of working through your shadow work is finding how, or rather, setting the balance between what you give to others, what you work and do, with what it is or rather the energy amounts needed for you to balance and keep yourself together. That's so true. I'm always helping others and don't have the energy to help myself. So within the shadow work, within the journey work, I want you to look at, where did you learn to do that? Where did you learn to put yourself on the back burner, Nakwasi? Where did you learn to do that? Where did you learn that you could take care of you later? And then if you couldn't do it for you, it'll be all right. Because Nakwasi is just supposed to be all right. Nakwasi is just supposed to be strong and available. Nakwasi is just supposed to be all right. Okay? Where did you learn that from? Because that's a trick bag. That is a trick bag. Okay? So for you, root chakra and sacral chakra. Root chakra is going to help keep you grounded and remind you to stabilize and secure yourself first. Sacral chakra is going to help you. That is the womb center. That's going to help you with your rejuvenation. That's going to help with your emotion. And that's going to help you balance out the energy that you have stored for yourself. Okay? It's going to help you nurture yourself, mother yourself. That's what the sacral chakra is going to do. So root chakra and sacral chakra. Okay? Thank you, Nakwasi. That's what you got to do with your shadow. All right, y'all. I'm going to ease on down the road because I have to take care of some things. You're so welcome, Nakwasi. But as I've said before, as 18 people on TikTok, there's 22 people watching me on YT, and I know all y'all ain't in my Patreon. Get to the Patreon so you can get the weekly reading. The weekly reading was very important. We do weekly readings every week. Okay, we're doing a class on astrology, a class series on astrology. We just had a video. We just had a class last week that is rooted in the foundations. It was the foundations of Western astrology. Okay, so you want to get in there and you want to get that information. All right. There's also a solar plexus meditation in there, because I just started the digital sanctuary where you can have, we're going to have sound baths and everything. Sound baths, come on. And it's a Discord. It's a Discord chat, a community where you can get in there and message the folks. Now, Nakwasi, you sure need to be in the Patreon. There you go, Nakwasi. I just knew Nakwasi was in the Patreon. Nakwasi, every time I'm on here, you slide in for a reading. You know how many months of the Patreon you could have had paid off, girl? Okay? This one today, because there's 4 different tiers. Right? This one today, you could have been a neighbor for 2 months already. Okay? I'm joining today. Okay, Nakwasi. Good. Now I'm gonna be looking. If I don't see Nakwasi has joined the Patreon, when I see you on here, I'll be like, now you said you're gonna be in the Patreon. And the reason why I say that, y'all, and let me just speak to this. Let me speak to this because this is the truth. The truth is, I'm tired of making videos combating falsehoods. I'm tired of talking about the people that is doing the wrong things and misleading and not being truly wellness centered. I'm tired. So what I'm going to do is, I'm no longer in a clap back spirit. I'm no longer in a get to together spirit. I'm no longer in a no. Everything you're going to need to know about everything, who to watch out for, what to watch out for, the traits to watch out for when it comes to spiritual practices, religions, spiritual teachers, when it comes to how do you know if you're doing this correctly, how to keep your, all of that's going to be in the Patreon. Because the children are out here running amok. I saw a sister woman on live offering her spiritual coaching services and her mentorship services. All the while, she was literally talking about her. Nobody in my family, in my household, is going to be more masculine than me. I am the masculine. Everybody else better be hyper feminine. I'm dominant. I will dominate you, and there's nothing you can say about it. Girl, what? Girl, what? What is that about? What is that about? Really? What is that really about? Supremacy, control, character imbalance, lack of mental wellness, lack of spiritual clarity, lack of true spiritual connection. Because if you had a true spiritual connection, your goal would never be to dominate anybody. Your goal would be to work in tandem with them. That's point blank, period. Man, woman, dog, frog, hog, non binary, pal, child, ghost, spirit, Orisha, energy. The goal is to work in tandem, it's to be complementary. And I'm just tired. I'm tired of seeing it. I'm tired of it. And so, guess what we're going to do? It is an information hub. The Lighthouse, there's posts almost every day, every other day for sure, with messages, with herbs, with information, with all of that. Okay, we have a Discord chat where it's a whole bunch of folks in there helping everybody. Okay, so you want to be over there at the meeting, okay? Because I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired of seeing it, and I'm tired of, of people being like, Darcel, is this accurate? And I have to be like, mm-mm. And it is not so much because that's a honey. I so love you and your energy. Thank you, Latoya. And it's also not because I just know every mother thing. What Monique say? Since you got your degree and you know everything. No, I don't know everything. And I'm the first person to tell you I don't know everything. In fact, I'm the first person to refer you to somebody else if I don't know what you're talking about. But what I do know is conduct. What I do know are the spiritual principles. What I do know is how to decipher what is wellness centered and what is not. And I also know what I'm talking about at the same time. Okay? And so that's why I be saying you want to be in the Patreon, because the children here will have you bent, twisted, up and out, in and out of shape. Okay? And will slip you into psychosis. And don't think you are ever too clear to not slip into psychosis. It can happen to anybody. All it takes for you to do is to believe the wrong somebody. Hello. And you will find yourself thinking that people are after you. You will, and I giggle because it's ridiculous, but it is true. I've seen it happen. I've seen a whole bunch of good, well-minded people, educated people be tricked and bamboozled. If y'all look, all you have to do is look at what is it? What is it called? Is it wait a minute, I want to call it the right thing. All you need to look at the what is it called? The United House of Prayer. If you look at the United House of Prayer, it's tons of well-meaning, educated black folks that is being tricked by the hundreds of thousands. And you're like, dear God, this man came in on a float, y'all. They called him, you had Daddy, Sweet Daddy Bailey. All black folks. And they believed that the Jesus spirit was in him. He came out on a float, y'all, and they ran and rushed money into his hands. I listened to one of his sermons. It wasn't a sermon at all. It's no education happening. Do you know the type of mind breakdown that would need to occur for grown adult black men and women educated in Lexus and Mercedes and Infinities and Yukons, honey, to be calling this grown man sweet daddy? This is why I'm saying I ain't tussling no more. I ain't tussling no more. No more, no, I ain't tussling. No more, no more, I ain't tussling. I ain't tussling, 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 tussling. I'm not tussling. No, I'm not tussling. I'm not tussling no more. Hey, y'all look it up yourself. Look up United House of Prayer and see them people saying, sweet daddy. I love you all from a life-filled place. I'm finna go run my errands, conquer, do the wonderful things that I need to do. I'll be back on to do more shadow work reading. So make sure that you are in the meeting, in the number. Make sure you are in the Patreon. Okay, make sure you are doing the things. All right, I love y'all. I love you, and I need you. Bye.